Alright guys, welcome back. Instead of splitting it up into fucking 7 videos or something like that of different reviews for the PlayStation VR and flooding my channel, we're going to do one video where we basically review almost all of the important titles or the best things or the more high-profile games on the PlayStation VR's lineup. So I'll give these to Joe and I'll take these and we'll go through these one at a time, show you footage from the game, showing you us playing the games. Now, I think we've all played some of these, or there might be 1 or 2 games that only I played or only Joe has played, but we'll give you our thoughts here. So we're gonna start with, for example, we'll start with Drive Club VR. So Drive Club VR is racing games. Like I said before, you're gonna want to experience, if you're a hardcore racing enthusiast that has a wheel, driving games is something you gotta experience in VR. It is so suited for it because you're in a cockpit, you're in a car, and you can look very naturally, see where, you know, the other racers are. And whereas you might not be all that great at driving on a controller, I'm telling you, when you're driving with the headset and a wheel, you just become a much better racer from that alone, having that situational awareness. So Drive Club offers PlayStation owners right now pretty much the only racing experience. Is it good? It's not as good as the actual Drive Club. It is a pared down version of that game. So there's you know, fewer features. The graphics take a huge hit. There's a good amount of cars, I think somewhere between 50 and they say 80, but I haven't really seen that many.
Do you have any classic cars in there?
There's classic cars, no. Well, there's a few older cars, yes, but not in the way you're thinking. So Drive Club, I really thought it was a solid game, but it didn't wow me. Say Project Cars is on the Oculus Rift, and it is coming to the PlayStation headset. I think that one might be a little stronger, but for some reason the simplicity of this one really hooked me. It kind of, you know, a lot of the stuff would get out of the way, and I had these direct objectives, and I'm leveling up my character to unlock cars, and the online community racing against people was really fun, although we're bashing our cars into each other.
That's what you gotta do.
But it's polite because it's a smaller user base, and so when you know there's somebody out there driving with their VR headset looking like an idiot while you got your headset, it's just this camaraderie. It's different. The community is really cool so far with online games. I see y'all up there. Jockeying, okay. I'm coming. Coming on your left. Shit. Oh, you are gone. But like I said, it's a tapered down one. It has some graphical glitches and problems where if you look down, everything brightens up and you're like, I want it to look this bright, but when you look up, it darkens. Even when it's daylight outside. I don't know why it does that. For other racing games like Dirt Rally, that's also on the Oculus Rift, I couldn't adjust where my head was resting.
Yeah, that was a big problem.
Yeah, like wheels would be here, and I felt like an old lady. You know, I can't see over the wheels. But this one had a nice adjustment, even though it may not be realistic and kind of floating above it. It just felt better, and it led to less motion sickness. And I really didn't get motion sickness during this one. A lot of people say that they get motion sick during this. I didn't feel it. I think it's an incredible racing experience for PlayStation VR owners. There are better VR racing games out there, so I'm going to issue this game. I'm going to say it's a, I'm thinking 6 out of 10. The reason why is online also has these real grindy feeling because there's events and you can participate in these events and you'll get a borrowed car, but you don't level up your character while you're winning races with that borrowed car. Now, I understand that you don't level up that specific car because you don't own it yet, but you don't even level your character so that you can get that car quicker. And so you have to do all this grinding offline. Yeah, it just feels bad, but the price is pretty good. It's 40 bucks. And so Drive Club VR is a 6 out of 10. It disappointed me, but really right now it's your only choice. And if you're a racing fan, then I say do pick it up because it's only 40 bucks. But really, we're on the lookout for Gran Turismo VR. That is going to be fucking awesome.
Amazing.
With a wide variety of cars. I'm sure the graphics are going to be better. They're really going to take their time on that one. So that's Drive Club, 6 out of 10. Joe?
Well, the next one up is going to be PlayStation VR Worlds. Here you get 5 little mini games that we kind of each took. The first one I played was Ocean Descent. That one was pretty much a little play. Actually, this is like a movie.
Yeah, an interactive movie.
You didn't really get to interact. You just look around and whatnot, but the scenery was great. Like, I was actually terrified because basically you're in a cage, you're deep sea diving, going deeper and deeper into these little caverns and whatnot. Man, when the shark came,
it was ripping.
It was a whole new experience. I was like, all right, this is cool.
I tried to scare Joe.
I like this. I like this a lot. And out of nowhere, they're like, all right, something's coming behind you. I look, there comes a big ass shark. That actually terrified me.
Make sure he doesn't swim around on the open side. Ah!
Give me that! Give me that! I need this! Guys, rob me.
And it's got good, like water bubbles, so there's a real sense of depth perception, like little bubbles are coming up and little pieces of dirt and stuff, and when the water's murky,
sea creatures.
you really feel like you're there. So yeah, that was a cool little interactive movie.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Go back up.
Jellyfish, you don't like jellyfish?
Those are poisonous, fool! The cage is glowing. Oh shit, there's a ton of them. What is that? Get off me. It's dirty water.
Oh, I can't see the dirty water too well. You see dirty water?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And London Heist, how was that one?
I played London Heist. This is probably the most shown off demo. And it's great because you're loading your guns realistically. You're using these move controllers.
Yeah, that looks
so you got
so
Uzis
cool.
and you're like...
Useful.
Oh, you're not dead!
Hit your tank. Give me some fireworks. Shoot the tires.
And you're like shooting up, but it's shooting up motorcycles and vans, and you're loading guns, like putting in the magazines.
And cigars.
And blowing cigars with
Can't
the
forget
microphone,
that.
which is freaking awesome. No, that is really cool, Joe, because if you think about it, you know, if we're going to talk about that later. There's another game where I got a good idea of how to use that.
It's a pitch. There you go.
Here's the thing. It's a short-ass experience. It cuts off right when it gets good, right when you're invested. Yeah. There's a decision to make, so you can play it twice. But after that, you're pretty much done with it. It's short. It ends before you know it. The graphics are better than a lot of these other games. They're top-tier graphics. But it's just short. But it was incredibly fun. During an initial section, though, when you're grabbing a diamond and you're in the rich guy's house and there's a dresser in front of you, it just kind of feels... That section was incredibly awkward and it didn't kind of work all that well, but you know, it is a stationary shooter where you're either sitting in the car shooting, you're strapped to the chair being tortured. Those things worked, so I liked it. I thought it was impressive, and it's cool to play. But I think you get a little taste of that on the demo disc that you get with everything. Yeah, PlayStation VR Worlds, you might get a little taste. But anyway, so what else?
The next one is VR Luge.
Oh,
This
yeah.
one, you're basically going downhill, going as fast as you can, trying to dodge 18-wheelers, dodging cars, and your controller is just gonna be your head movements.
Yeah, you don't need a
Which-
controller for that one.
I played maybe a couple rounds and I had enough. I did not like that one. I was not entertained.
Did you get motion sick during that one or no?
No, just bored.
Just bored.
Just bored.
Yeah, Luge is not a very good one.
No.
Let's see. I did the first time I ever got motion sick with the PlayStation VR was with the other minigame that I played, Scavenger
Yeah.
Journeys or Journey Scavenger.
Odyssey.
Odyssey, right. I thought it was creative. The graphics were nice. You're an alien in a spider mech, so I thought that was really creative, but it is a very small spider mech, not a big lumbering one. It's small and fast. And you get full control, and you're using the controller, and so that could put people off already, but it was fine for me. But one of the main methods of travel is to jump like a little spider. You're like a little Mexican jumping
Like
bean,
you
jumping
jump
from rock to rock.
sideways,
Jumping from
back.
sideways, and you're churning in directions, and plus you're aiming with your head as you're shooting things, you're jumping. And so when all those things combined, and I was hungry as hell after 5
And you've been playing
hours,
for hours.
that's when it hit me where I'm like, oh my god, I see what people are talking about. I'd be like, fuck this. I don't want to play it anymore. That was the only game that really made me feel sick. And to be honest, I was going at it like a pro gamer. You know, I was trying to MLG that shit. If I slow it down and pace myself, it might have, you know, come back a little bit
Still
on
very,
that.
like,
But-
chaotic, though. Everything is coming out. You have to fucking move.
Getting residual power readings from the Starmuth.
I noticed
No
my
life
field of
support.
view got real
All
narrow there
access hatches are on
as I made
emergency
this
lockdown.
weird maneuver going from this side.
Scans for Midian
That's what-
crew.
These little mechs, they can cause a little more motion sickness than normal when it's so. Whoa! that hit me with motion sickness, y'all. But maybe it's because I'm hungry. Oh. It was interesting in this fact that you find this alien artifact, so eventually I do want to finish it, but take it or leave it, there are other better mech games out there.
Yeah. And the last
Very
little demo
short,
we
too.
have was Danger Bowl, which is pretty much virtual Pong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
it was still
Pong is
though.
fun,
It was
Joe.
still fun. I had
Yeah.
more fun on that one. This one had like nice LED lights and bright lights.
Are you just
and-
using your head for it?
Yes, it's
Okay.
basically your controller going.
Yeah, that's right. Pop. And so you
put a little
run
spin.
out.
You put a little spin on it.
You run out, you
Turkey
buy
egg.
yourself a $400 headset, and you're like, you know what I want to fucking play?
Some
Pong. I don't know if it has multiplayer, but you know, it's a fun one. It's
That was
the
good, but-
lights look nice. It's interesting, but again, it's one of those bite-sized mini games. And so, is that it?
That's it. You
That's
get
fucking
five,
it.
5 for this one.
Wow. So 5 demo mini games that hardly last anything. Honestly, this is a better deal. You get this for free, and it's the PSVR demo disc. We did not enjoy VR Worlds all that much.
No.
Yes, London Heist is amazing, and everybody should experience it, but borrow it from a friend or something, or maybe see if you can get it on the demo disc, or Ocean Descent. Because guess what? This is $40 fucking dollars, Joe.
No.
Yes.
You fucking
$40 for 5 mini games that are
skip
meh.
that one.
Fuck this game. So I'm really. This is a case of, you know, price really wrong. 20
Yes.
bucks would have been good. 20 bucks, 10 bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, no. Go lower.
So no,
10 bucks,
the
yeah.
value proposition very bad on VR Worlds. But the good thing for us, and like I said, this isn't $400. Yes, you can get it for $400, but go with the $500 bundle because you're getting PSVR Worlds bundled in there, and that's what it feels like. It feels like a game that they should have just thrown in for free, but they're selling it separately for $40. Do not waste your money.
Crazy talk.
3 out of 10 for such a shitty value proposition, and the only reason why it gets 3 is for the heist and the ocean thing that lasts less than an hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so So that was, let's see. Next one for me is Battlezone. Now, this is a full retail $60 game. So it has a lot to prove. And honestly, I played this before it came out at E3. It's done by Rebellion, the same guys that did some Judge Dredd games. They did even Aliens vs. Predator back on Jaguar. They do a lot of different things, some of the sniper stuff. And it was incredibly fun. This is one of those games that says, fuck the training wheels, we're going to give you full control. If you don't know, Battlezone is like a very famous like 80s type of game. It's very Tron-like where you're in a tank. You have a variety of different tanks that you can pick and customize with your own weapons. It's interesting because I expected it to be an action game, and it's more like action strategy because during the single player and even during multiplayer is essentially the same thing as single player. You have a campaign max, a hex grid, you have an enemy base that you need to get to, and there are several seal generators that you can blow up to lower the enemy power. Because as you go along during these individual spaces, you have these individual battles that you'll partake in, and the enemies get harder and harder as you go along, but you're also collecting resources and monies so that you can purchase additional lives, increase your shields, make your weapons more powerful, buy different weapons, buy different abilities like EMP. So it's very customizable, very cool. It has one of the best cockpits startup sequences where, you know, there's an armor shield that comes out and like all the buttons look all fucking cool. I hope that the upcoming X-Wing game has as cool of a cockpit as Battlezone or cooler, because Battlezone is really awesome. But how do you justify that $60 price? Well, it's got 4-player cooperative, which was awesome. So playing it by yourself is all right, but playing it with other people, way more fun. Seeing their tanks drive around and you laughing at each other, shooting, and you can heal each other and stuff like that. And then when the Nemesis tank shows up, this very big badass enemy tank, it's crazy. But $60 still, because that's it. The multiplayer is the same modes in the single player, and then there's, you know, some little mini games.
$60.
It's tough. If this was $40, it would be a better proposition, but it would be a complete package because it shows off VR in an awesome way. You see your turrets, you aim with your head, and it gives you full control, and it just feels awesome. So I'm going to give Battlezone an 8 out of 10. The only reason why it doesn't get more is because it's a bad value proposition right now at $60. Wait till it's about $40, but it is an excellent, excellent game for showing off VR. What about you, Joe?
So sticking to shooters, we have Until Dawn, Rush of Blood.
Until Dawn?
Yeah, I was like, huh, do I have to save people?
It has very little to do with Until Dawn. It's loosely based on it. I guess maybe the guy sitting in the little cart is Josh in his descent into madness. I don't know.
Probably. This is a rail shooter, but it's a lot of fun. You're on a roller coaster. Who does not love roller coasters?
Yeah, so the roller coaster aspect is cool. And I'm going to be honest, you know, I was shitting on rail shooters, and I like it when VR gives you full control because I can handle it. But if you do, this is about the best example of a rail shooter. If you're gonna do it like this, because even I like that game. It just gets crazier and crazier. It is
I had to kind of
scary.
stop playing. First couple levels weren't too bad, but then after a while, I'm like, all right, this is getting into some serious shit.
It's.
Oh, shit does not work. I don't know what I'm shooting at.
It is working. It's missing.
This hungry.
Because Battlezone is full.
You're having a mental breakdown.
Oh shit!
Joe doesn't like clowns.
I hate clowns. I fucking hate clowns.
So there's a clown level.
And ghost. I was like, what are you trying to do? Give me a heart attack?
There's a ghost lady level, and then you think, okay, what could be scarier than clowns and ghost lady? It goes even more, and I don't want to spoil some of it for you, but I was like, Joe, you pansy ass.
No.
And I started playing some of the later levels, and even I was like, oh, fuck! freaky lady, do not get up. You're gonna get up, aren't you? Oh, god damn it! Fuck! Oh no! Don't move like that! Oh, I fucking hate shit that fucking moves like that! Go away from her! Machates. Machates. Don't you do it! Don't you do it! Fuck! Ah! Fuck! Oh shit! I fucking hate this bitch! No! Get away! Ah! Ah! Fuck! Yo! I don't like that movement! Stop it! Fuck! Fuck! Just give it some gun! Give it fuck!
On the television, but once you put this on,
Yeah.
you'll get the full
Oh yeah,
effect and you get
that's the
scared.
thing. We were looking at our chat. There's like, nah, this isn't that great. This
Yeah.
is lame as fuck. Dude, we were having so much fun.
Yeah, like-
it's completely different in the
like-
headset.
You're basically going down on this little roller coaster. The chainsaw comes down. You're like
Oh, you're
ducking for your life.
Ducking
You're
and
like,
diving.
oh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a good game. And I was surprised of it. It's one of Jim Sterling. He really liked that game, and you know, so I was watching his review, and so I picked it up based on that. It's 7 levels, so you know, it's a little longer than some of these pure tech demos, but it's not quite that extensive. I don't see myself. There are multiple paths. You can use your guns to shoot the
Upgrade
rails.
your
so that-
guns as well.
yeah, you can change. Oh yeah, you have Uzis, which I thought was incredibly awesome. The
revolver
best way to
is
play
best.
is this. Don't play that game with
No.
just the controller. You have to play it with this. With that, it's lame. With this is the full experience. Excuse me. So you have Uzis. You're like shotguns, even flare guns and shit. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised that that rail shooter is actually worth your time. And the greatest part is it's only $20.
Yes,
It is really
that surpasses everything right now.
For
so
$20, it's really, really good.
I'm gonna have to go give this one an 8 out of 10 out of all these right now.
It plays on your fears. I got scared. You'll get scared. Joe got scared.
I got scared.
It's
Not
funny.
gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I
It's
did get
pretty-
scared.
There's some
Quite a
jump
bit.
scares, but there is some generally creepy shit in there, and it just keeps getting crazier and crazier. To the point where you're like, what is gonna be the next level? So we really like this one. Joe, what would you rate Until Dawn: Rush of Blood?
8 out of 10.
8 out of
8
10.
out of 10.
Yep.
It's a nice price point, and I could play it again, and I could show this off to my friends. I was
Yeah.
like, hey, you got to play this game.
Yes.
Bam.
8 out of 10. It's a social experience. Again, with the PSVR, you can see the television, and you can like scare your buddy as he's going through the stuff, and then it's your turn to get scared, etc., etc. So yeah. 8 out of 10 for Rush of Blood. We really think that this one is actually a must buy. If you get this headset, you buy this. Period. $20, great deal. Go ahead, Joe. Oh no. It's my turn. Yes. So I've got what many would have considered to be the killer app for the PlayStation VR. It is Batman Arkham VR. Batman gets yet another game. Motherfucking Batman.
Just let it go, man.
No,
Just let it go.
Let it go, Joe.
Just let it
Because
go.
when I dressed up as Batman and I was in the mirror and I was doing goofy stuff and I was doing one of these and Batman.
Please begin. Cowl calibration routine. Calibrate.
Tell me, do you bleed? Do you bleed, Superman?
Batman.
It was fun. It really was. I became the Batman. It is awesome to play around with his gadgets. You're in his cave, and so you get to see his Batmobile. You get to play around on the Bat computer. You get to punch Alfred in the face, even though he doesn't do shit. But I don't know why Batman has baby hands. But, you know, compared to like London Heist, where your hands are like little baby hands. Batman baby hands. Hashtag Batman baby hands. But it was fun. However, I don't want to spoil this, but a character dies in it, and it really pissed me off. And it pissed Joe off more than it pissed me off.
He's one of my favorite side characters.
One of his favorite characters. So, but it does give you that motivation to find out why would you kill him off, who killed him, what the fuck. I'm pissed off. But, you know, initially as we were playing it, we were like, it's kind of meh. there's a lot of restrictions on it. You know, you get Penguin upside down and he's yelling, no, and you're in his face, I'm the Batman. You know, so you want, I'm Batman. But you just want to punch his face. And
you should at least react or
he doesn't react.
Well, I bloody didn't do it! Look, this is all I know. I swear. Last night, one of my boys comes
That would
back
be
to the
awesome
club.
if they had this
Bloody
mechanic in
terrified
there.
he is.
But no.
He says he saw your boy done in. Said you'd be after him. Last thing he says, before some wanker blows him up.
Nothing happened.
But I guess Batman doesn't torture people or something. I don't know. I don't know about that. I think Ben Affleck's Batman
yeah.
would. So it was incredibly fun to play around with his gadgets. Rocksteady made this one, though it's not in the same universe as the other games, so you're not going to learn anything more about, you know, that Batman. But it was fun. And the greatest thing is the detective part, Joe. Talk about that.
Man, well, at first, I was like, all right, this is kind of the behind the scenes, all the little paperwork you do as a guy. It's getting kind of boring.
Oh, in the Batcave.
But then, all of a sudden, once this incident happened, I wanted to get to the bottom of this. So I'm over there looking at puzzles. I'm looking at the autopsy. How did he die? Blah, blah, blah. This is what happened.
So, the investigative part was pretty good on it.
It had me going. It started picking up.
The problem with it is this game is very short. It's like less than 90 minutes. It's not very substantial. And so in that sense, Batman kind of falls down. But it's only 20 bucks. Only $20. So while I played it, I felt it was meh. It's an alright price point. So I think it's not the killer app. This is not something you're gonna run out and buy a headset for immediately. But if you do get it, consider buying it because it's only 20 bucks. And it's fun being Batman. But let me just say this. You knew I was gonna bring this up. Rocksteady made this. Please, can we get a Superman VR? It would be perfect. VR would be perfect. I don't need none of this shit. I'm just gonna fly across the city. Woo! You knew it was gonna happen, Chad. You knew I was gonna start talking about Superman at some point.
We're gonna
think about that.
We're gonna cut this for the pitch.
You could, yeah. Here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch, guys. Go ahead.
To Rockstar, okay? So you think about it. Superman VR would be incredible. You could do this, and that would start your flight. You could do this, and you could change directions in flying. You could press the triggers for laser eyes, and then remember in London Heist, as we were talking about earlier, when you're blowing smoke, that's perfect. You could use freeze breath, and it would be so awesome. And then go into fucking outer space from Earth, and then fight like enemies like Brainiac and, you know, Mongol and just other people. It would be fucking crazy. It would be awesome. So
maybe in another lifetime.
Please, Rocksteady, make Superman VR. How much do you need? I don't have very much, but I can help. Games are like millions of dollars to make.
Good God.
I wish I made millions. All right, anyway, so Rockstar, please make it. Anyway, Batman VR. I'm gonna rate that. Shit, Joe, you go first.
I'm gonna say 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Okay.
I started picking back up, and the price point's pretty good, but like you said, it's pretty short.
Yeah, I would have gave it a 7 out of 10 too, and. You know, I'm gonna stay at a 7 out of 10. I was gonna go down to 6, but because it's 20 bucks, because you be the Batman, and you literally do have some fun there. But you know what? No, it's just not replayable. It's just one of those things that you play, and it's one of those things that contributes to this generation 1 of games that turns this into a $400 paperweight after you're done playing everything. Yeah. So I'm gonna go 6 out of 10 on Batman VR. But don't let that depress you, because we saved the best for last.
Talking about killer apps.
Boom.
Riggs, son.
This is our favorite game.
Man, by far. This one has 3 modes, and it's pretty much Deathmatch, End Zone, and Power Slam. You're playing sports in a mech suit. What's better than that?
Yeah.
All right?
And Joey's really good. This might contribute to why he likes it so much. He's really good at the end zone mode, which essentially is a ball spawns in the middle of the map. You have 3-on-3. They run towards the ball. You grab it. You can strip the ball from. You can juke. Strip the ball from enemies by meleeing them. Pass it to your buddies by shooting the ball over to them, and run it through the goal. It's incredibly fun.
Like
World champion right here.
Thank you.
I think Jim says he's the best at this game. But
challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. There's 3 modes. There's your standard team deathmatch. That's you know, everybody's gonna go heavy mechs and pick the most overpowered weapons. So I wouldn't recommend that one too much. Then there's Power Slam, which is interesting. That one's one of my favorites, where you jump through a yellow hoop in the middle of the map to score a goal, but only after you go into overdrive mode, which turns your mech yellow, and you have to get 3 kills to go into overdrive, or you can get a combination of kills and these little yellow orbs that you pick up on the map. So it keeps everybody mobile. It makes it super intense. The announcer lets you know when somebody's trying to score a goal, and you're running over there, you're trying to shoot them out of the sky before they go. Then you get into overdrive and you go through the net. So it's incredibly fun. There's a variety of mechs, a variety of weapons. It's got this
customized too. I like the customization of your pilot as well.
Your pilot, yeah. There's sponsors, so you're getting different visors, different things. It's just it's like they put some thought into it. It's really cool. There's even when you win a game, you're on your team plane, and your buddies are all cheering, and and you get to see this plane, and it's like, yeah, this is what it's supposed to be when like the Cowboys win and they go on their plane.
And then if you lose, they're like, fuck you,
they're all pissed off.
They're like doing like little death threats.
Yes.
Hey guys, I'm sorry.
and then you go through different leagues, and there's tournaments and there's leagues, and you cut people from your team and add better star players on your team. It's just pretty well thought out. It is, in our opinion, one of the stronger games on PSVR that you can buy now.
Cockpit locked in.
Dragons ball carriers closing on the end zone. The carrier's down and the ball is loose.
Overdrive engaged. We have the ball.
Widow's ball.
Go.
We've passed it. Caught the pass. Now attack the end zone.
Widows nail the pass.
Oh shit, I hit the ball.
The Widows are about to score.
You lost the ball. They stole the ball. They've thrown a pass. We stole the ball.
The carrier is down. It's a touchdown.
Now, are there some negatives? Yes. A lot of the animations are slightly repetitive. Things get pretty repetitive with those victory animations in the plane. If they had just made like 10 of those and cycled between them, it'd be good, but there's only one. You know, so your victory, there's one animation. You're lost, there's one animation. I'm not talking about the one where you go up in the tube, because that's incredibly cool. I like that pre-game thing of going up in the tube. I have a pre-game ritual in that. I always win when I do that, by the way. Sports ritual goes like this.
Are you ready? Let's get it on.
Reapers!
Pilots, fire
Y'all
up
ready?
the reactors.
Karen LaCC. It's your boy Angry Joe. Other Joe, he's out sick. And so there's offline, there's online, but another negative is, you know, it's kind of hard to find players because the install base of this is not quite as big yet. So at 3 in the morning, you're going to have trouble finding 3-on-3 matches. Though if you're playing during normal hours, you're going to get matches against people. And it's just fun because you see people get real good and you're like, God damn it, I want to get that fucking guy.
You be on my team.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just super fun. We really like Rigs. We think it shows off VR in the best way possible. It's just mech games where are incredibly fun. And they don't give us a whole lot of motion sickness. I didn't get a lot of motion sickness in this because of the UI. A lot of people might complain about it if you're looking at it and you're saying, oh, that's all in the way. No, when you're actually playing it, it's different. It fixes you and it makes it just feel like you're actually in the mech performing all these maneuvers. It's incredibly fun.
You're one with the mech.
What would you rate the Rigs?
This one, I would say, A high 8 out of 10.
8? You're gonna go with 8?
A high 8 out of
Yeah,
10.
I'm gonna go with 9.
9?
Yes, I really enjoy it. Now, I would have given this a 10, and you know, it's not even $60. It's $50. So I liked that aspect of it too. It is one of the best games on PlayStation VR. That's why I'm giving it a 9. The reason why, you know, it may not get a 9 if this is Generation 1. So when comparing this game to the other Gen 1 games, these tech demos and shit like that, it does stand out. 9 out of 10 on this. It would have got a 10 out of 10 if you put more variation in those animations, if you gave us maybe an additional mode or two, and individual weapon swapping on the mechs.
I wanted a bigger championship. Whenever you get to the final championship, I wanted a bigger arena.
Yeah, you know, we want to see cheerleaders, we want to see explosions and fucking
like,
jets.
Oh, you win. Bam, there you go.
Yeah, there was no like.
I was like, what? No.
Yeah.
I need some kind of satisfaction.
What the fuck? You're the champion of the league, and you didn't even.
Just a little pop-up screen.
Yeah, and enemies maybe like, you know, doing that wine thing that they do, the champagne, not wine.
See, that's champagne.
Yeah. So, anyways,
so I wanted some more stuff for, was it $50?
But you see that we want more.
Yeah.
We want there to be a Riggs 2, and we think it'll be an excellent game. 9 out of 10 for Gen 1, 8 out of 10 for Joe. It is though, Joe. Is this a must?
This is a must.
Must buy.
Yes.
So you've got your must buys here, and there is one more game that we digitally downloaded. We've got Eve Valkyrie, which I digitally downloaded, and that is basically that was my dream come true. Basically, I played it on Oculus Rift before, but I've always wanted to be a space fighter pilot. I'm really mad that I was born in 2000, or I was alive during the 2000s. I'm not, you know, 16 anymore. But, you know, so... But it was such a dream wish fulfillment for me, and one of the missions is so cool. There's like capital ships, and you're escorting and you're moving, and it just is so cool. We're talking and we're having fun, and then all of a sudden an enemy fleet jumps in on you and then just beams and lasers and missiles. It's so awesome. You're like, ah! And then one capital ship hits another capital ship. You're like, no! And you're like, oh, motherfuckers, get off him! And then it starts fading out, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck?
And that's the end of that.
So the single player pisses me off because they're like these little memories or these little bite-sized chunks. You fuckers. And you're charging $60 for this? And yes, the multiplayer is awesome because you can customize your planes and different color schemes and different classes of ships, and the ships do play differently. And I love the head tracking and just the feeling of being a dog in a dogfight in space. It's so incredibly cool. The ship designs are awesome, the capital ships. And multiplayer is where it's at, but the single player are these little bite-sized chunks, and it is lacking in content. It is one of the best experiences on PlayStation VR. It's one of those must-own games, but at $60, I can't go out there and be like, buy this shit. Because there's also fucking microtransactions, Joe. As if we just can't get away from these things. It's gonna permeate into my fucking VR headset. I'm gonna put this thing on. So I was so fucking pissed off.
Would you like to play more? $5.
Whereas that game had the potential to be a fucking 10 out of 10. It really did. And I wanted to tell everybody, go out there and fucking buy it. If it had the content in single player and not fading out all the damn time when it gets good, the multiplayer's on point. Keep that up and do more of that. But you gotta add more to the single player, and you gotta get rid of those fucking microtransactions. How dare you? I pay $60. No, I pay $500 fucking dollars. Then I paid the most expensive $60 Eve Valkyrie game, right? Digital download. And you're making hella profit there. You don't have to burn a fucking disc. $60. Then you want to charge microtransactions on all that. Microtransactions work when games are free on iOS. Free. and then I'll put some money if it's an awesome game. But that really insulted me. And so because it's lacking in content and it has insulting microtransactions, that brings the rating down from 10 to 7 out of 10. And Joe, you've played a little bit of it. What would you rate it?
I was already going to give it a 7 out of 10, actually.
7 out of 10. Yeah. And we really want to recommend it, but I can't in my heart say go out and buy it because it's got that bullshit in there. But, you know, there is 3 games that are must-buys. No, I mean 2. 2.
Oh, Superman? You talking about Superman?
Yeah, I'm talking about Superman.
I heard that game was gonna sell like 3 bajillion trillion copies and shit.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So that's our review of the some of the big games on the PlayStation lineup. Now there were 30 games, about 30 that came out. These are about 9 of them, I think. And so maybe I'll do a round 2, or I'll pick out some of the better ones and do a part 2 to this. But I also want to do a video top 10 now that all the headsets are out. I want to do a top 10 upcoming VR games. And because the PlayStation 1 is the one that I'm going to stick with, because it's the most social, it's the easiest to just fire up, get a consistent experience, to record on footage for me as a streamer, showing you guys and recording, that's important to me. It's the cheapest. I feel like, you know, I got my money's worth here for me because I am a hardcore mech player, a car player, and space dogfighter and horror lover. It was worth it for me in Gen 1. So I'm going to give you another video, top 10 games to look forward to. X-Wing, Star Wars. Well, I'll talk more about that in that separate video. Thanks, guys, for watching this video, and we'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show.
See you guys.